This is the Arizona Wildcats Video Extra brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley, joined today by John Gold. John?
Nice enthusiasm.
Yes, it's your first June here in Tucson.
It is.
Have you melted yet?
Can you see the sweat? Because it's already happening. I can't handle this. I feel like the inside of a gusher. I'm not in a good place right now. It's just miserable. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I can't even. It's brutal.
The reason people in Tucson love basketball, John, this is my argument, is it's something you can play inside.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
There's air conditioning. We've got a big week coming up next week, the NBA draft.
Nice
Obviously, everybody has talked about Aaron Gordon and Nick Johnson in their draft classes. John, you're our in-house Pac-12 expert. Who are you excited to see picked, and who do you think, outside of the Arizona guys, are the class of this 2014 NBA draft?
I think the most overrated pick right now and the most underrated pick are both from UCLA. And also the most intriguing pick is also from UCLA as well. The most overrated pick is Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
He's
played one half of one season decently well.
Yeah, and then the second half, after he let Steve Alford at UCLA know that he was going to the NBA, he kind of tanked, and he played a lot of me-ball. And a lot of times he was good, and a lot of times he wasn't so good. But his athleticism is incredible. He's a good prospect, but people are talking about him almost all the way into the lottery now, and I think that's baffling. I think this is too good of a draft where you're going to get instant impact players 1 through 13 that you don't need to reach for a guy maybe 2 years down the road. That's the most overrated guy, I think, in the draft. The most underrated guy, I think, is Jordan Adams, who has lost a ton of weight. He's a UCLA guard as well, and kind of sticking away from Arizona. He's a guy who a very late entry into the draft. I think he was waffling into the last second. There's rumors around that he got a guarantee in the first round. I wouldn't be surprised because I think he needed that. And then the third guy, the most intriguing guy, I think, is Kyle Anderson. And when you look around at the rest of the Pac-12, yeah, there's guys like Dwight Powell from Stanford, and maybe you can say Spencer Dinwiddie, who I love, and I've loved him for his entire career out of Colorado, but those are kind of second-round guys, and Jahi Carson's a second-round guy at this point. So Kyle Anderson, you were saying off the camera, we were chatting a bit, he's a really intriguing prospect. And
he could go 10th, he could go 25th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he is the kind of guy, I think, he's a winner. I think is something that he's a real team leader. And I think when you look at him as like a sixth man type or just as a major role player off the bench early in his career, I think he can make an impact pretty early.
Wow. This is the Arizona Wildcats Video Extra brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. John, one more thing before we let you go here. Jahi Carson, you mentioned his name. ASU's point guard. Made it known before the season that he was going to go pro a year early. Had a pretty good year, but still, I mean, might be a little too short. Might not be as polished enough as you'd want for a late first, early second round pick. Where do you see him going, and how do you see him faring in the NBA?
I see him going to Belgium, Spain, Germany, wherever. I don't think he's an NBA player. I love the kid. First of all, he's an incredible person. I really like him a lot, and he's a great basketball player. But he's not big enough for the NBA, and I don't think he's quite quick enough to be a superlative in the NBA. I think he's as quick as a lot of those guards, but then loses about 3 inches. He might not go in the NBA, but he's off to a good start in his life. Forget his career.
Sure. One more interesting sidebar for me. I'm really curious to see how Jahi Carson plays in a team game. You know, he was the guy for so long.
Oh, yeah, God.
If he's going to make it in the NBA, it's going to be as a role player, as sort of a spark off the bench.
Yeah.
And that's a job he has not ever had.
Bobby Jackson? Was that the name?
Yeah, Bobby Jackson.
Off the bench? Sacramento
Kings?
Yeah.
Look at this. Late 90s basketball references. You can only get it here from John Gold.
Cherokee Parks.
For John Gold, I'm Ryan Finley. This is the Arizona Wildcats Video Extra, brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. Eric Meek. There's another one.
Oh, wow, you got me.
We'll see you next time.
Try this matchup. Low prices and faster checkout. You can count on it at Fry's.